On this job, this customer said the craziest thing to me a customer's ever said about her husband dying, who was literally doing the exact same thing you guys are going to watch me do in this video. But before we get into that, I want to walk you guys through how we closed this job. First and foremost, we had to get a little bit creative with regards to how we made the deal happen. Secondly, we're going to talk about where this lead came from, because a little bit of a funny story with regards to that, as well as a few other tips that I have for you guys with regards to gutter cleaning, how to do gutter cleaning jobs like this so you can make them more profitable for yourself. And then obviously we're going to get into the specifics on what happened and what this customer told me. But if you're looking to start a business like this, then you're going to need a tool to keep track of customers, send estimates, invoices, and collect payments, which you can do all for free using Quote IQ, which will have linked in the comment section and the description of this video. But with that out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about how this lead came in first and foremost. So this customer was a referral from a real estate agent. And so if you guys don't have a good referral network right now, I highly recommend you start building that out. I've been leveraging my connections with local people for a long time now, and it just seems year over year that they get better and better and better, because, you know, I do a good job for people that refer us work, and then they just refer us more and more work, or neighbors will tell their neighbors who did the job for them, and it just kind of snowballs from there. So highly recommend you guys start establishing a referral network for yourself, working with people like real estate agents, home inspectors, neighborhood HOAs, and just anybody else that you can kind of get your hands on that is going to refer you more and more leads. We actually just did a job this weekend that I'm going to be doing a video on, and it was one house wash that we did for a guy, and it ended up turning into 3 other ones in the neighborhood. He just told his neighbors how good of a job we did, and we ended up booking them while we were there. So we're going to be doing those pretty soon. I'll have a video coming out for that really shortly. But if you master your referral network, you're going to have more leads coming in than you even know what to do with. So real estate agent referred us this lead. We then quoted it. She accepted the quote, and I'm going to talk to you guys about how that happened. But along the way, I didn't really make contact with her. I kind of went through the middleman, which is the real estate agent. I probably should have made contact with her first and foremost. I did not. She then decided that she was going to call a company maybe to get another quote or a second opinion. The funny thing is that the company that she chose to call was my company. So I got a call team notification that she had called me and said that she needed an estimate on her house. And midway through the call, she said, "Is this Justin's company?" And then the girl on the call team said, "Yeah, this is Justin's company." So she kind of realized that she had called the same company that she had been referred to, and it was just kind of funny. So anyway, that's what happens when you place yourself really well, not only in Google, but also with referrals. So it kind of gave her extra social proof that we were going to be a good company to go with in order to get this job done. So highly recommend, if you guys get referred somebody, to reach out to that person directly as soon as possible, because at the end of the day, if she would have called somebody else, we could have technically lost this job. Fortunately enough for me, she ended up calling us. So everything worked out, but highly recommend you guys get straight to that referral as soon as possible and make that deal happen. Secondly, how we made this deal happen, we quoted her on a house wash, which was a good price. You know what I mean? This job was a little bit farther out than we typically go. In the event that a job is a bit farther out, we throw the price up a little bit, just because if we land it, it's going to be good. It's going to pay for our travel. If we don't land it, it's no big deal, because it was kind of out of the way anyway. She went with it, but she also texted back and said, "Does that include the price to clean the gutters?" So when a customer asks, "Does this include?" you have 2 options. You can either say yes, and it's kind of a freebie, right? It's an add-on in order for you to land the job. Or you could say no, that it's going to actually be an extra charge for the gutters. In this instance, we felt pretty good with where we were at with the quote, with the house. So we just said, yeah, we'll throw it on, and we got her on the schedule. So you guys can kind of make that decision there. Sometimes if it's a small little extra thing, I highly recommend just throwing it on the tab, especially if you've already got a good price out there for the customer. So we had no issues just going ahead and doing that one for free. We knew that, you know, we were going to be double teaming this one anyway. So while somebody was washing the house, somebody could also be doing the gutters. I'm going to tell you guys about the gutters here in just a minute, and a couple tips for how you guys can make gutter cleaning a little bit more profitable for yourself. We actually don't do a ton of gutter cleaning. However, it is a very profitable add-on service for any of you guys that want to add it onto your pressure washing business. Now, tips for gutter cleaning. First and foremost, you want to get a designated tool for it. You guys are going to see me in this video use a crescent wrench if you haven't already. And in the beginning, I didn't even have a tool. Luckily, I had gloves. First and foremost, I would definitely recommend you have gloves, because you never know what you're going to find in somebody's gutters that have been there for a long time. And secondly, I recommend you have some kind of a tool, because the gutters that I did on the shop for this job, the hole was so tight I could barely fit my hand in it, and when I grabbed, I couldn't even pull my hand out all the way. So luckily on the truck we had a crescent wrench. I would just shove the crescent wrench in and try to get as much out as I could that way. And so if you guys have a specific tool for gutter cleaning, it's going to make it a lot quicker and a lot faster and a lot more efficient than obviously using a crescent wrench. The other thing is having a blower. We actually bought a blower before we went onto this job. Having a blower on the truck just comes in handy in circumstances where you wouldn't even think that you need it, but having a blower for the gutters just gives gives us that extra level of clearing them out, right? We obviously hand clear them, and then secondly, we go ahead and blow them off. We also blew off the roof of this building, as well as we blew off some of the roof of the house, and we were able to kind of blow some of that debris as well. So I highly recommend you guys get a blower. We just have an electric blower and it works perfectly. Now, another tip for washing with regards to gutters, you want to make sure you get kind of a scrub brush. This house hadn't been washed in a little while, and one of the hardest places to get rid of, that organic growth was on the gutters. So highly recommend, instead of you guys, running up the percentage of the bleach to, roof wash levels, just have a brush on the truck that you can kind of agitate those gutters with, and it's going to get them extra clean. It's going to also show the homeowner that you really care, but basically I use a scrub brush to kind of get any of those tough spots off towards the end of this job from the gutter. So highly recommend, if you guys are washing properties like this where they haven't been cleaned in a while, get yourself a scrub brush. We could have amped it up. We could have run, 3-4% on this, and it probably would have killed it pretty quickly. However, when you do that, you also run a risk with, the plants and things of that nature. Of course, we're always pre-wetting, we're always post-wetting, but any instance where we can use a little bit of elbow grease instead of amping up the SH percentage, we're going to take it. So that's what we did on this one. Now, the way that I found out that this lady's husband died while he was cleaning the gutters was, I was on the ladder cleaning the gutters. She came outside and she looked like she wanted to talk to me, right? So I came down the ladder, walked up to her. I said, "Hey, how's it going?" She said, "Hey, I just wanted to make sure that you guys were going to catch 2 spots up front." And I was like, "Well, let's, take a walk around and take a look at them so I can make sure that we, get those taken care of for you." And so as we were walking, she's like, "My husband died that way, right?" And I was like, "What?" Because she caught me off guard, and she was like, "Yeah, my husband died cleaning the gutters." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, I had no idea." And she actually pointed to the spot that he died. He had died cleaning the gutters on that house. And she said, "Yeah, he fell off the ladder right there and died." And I was like, "Wow, that is crazy." So she showed me the 2 spots. We ended up getting those spots taken care of for her. It was a little bit of a roof blow off, which is obviously another service, right? So we would typically charge for a roof blow off. We would typically charge for a gutter cleaning. However, we were there. I hadn't told her anything about it previously, so we just did our best to get the roof blown off as best as possible. This roof did have a pretty steep pitch, so it wasn't perfect, but in a pinch, we got it done. Now, towards the end of the job, she came back out. She gave me some money for it, and I told her how sorry I was to hear about her husband dying, and she basically said that they thought that he had passed out and fell backwards and obviously hit the concrete, and so that had caused it. So it's just a valuable lesson to obviously stay hydrated on these jobs. Obviously, take your time. If you're feeling woozy, don't get on ladders, and just to be careful and safe. Like, I want to dedicate this video to, her husband, because it's a terrible story that she had for us, and I really felt for her in that moment. So safe to say, after she told me that, I made sure that my partner did all the gutter cleaning after that. I'm completely kidding, but it is important that we be as careful as we can. So like I said, I'm going to dedicate this video to him. If you guys made this far in the video, comment down below RIP, and yeah, just be mindful, you guys, that summer's coming. It's going to get really hot outside, and in those instances, it's always better to be safe than sorry with regards to your health. Nothing is worth your life. So highly recommend you guys take precaution with regards to that. But if you enjoyed the video, comment the word of the day, hit the like button, subscribe for me, and until next time, hustle hard, get that money, baby. Peace.